Hello there. We're actually doing an egg collection today in the laboratory, and we'll be filming the theater aspect in a separate video. But what we're doing here today is you can see that the embryologist is set up in this flow hood, as we call it, which is blowing in clean air throughout. One of the requirements is that the eggs and embryos have to be procured or extracted in a very clean air environment. So what this hood enables us to do is maintain a very clean air environment. We call it grade A air. So you can see that the embryologist has set up there with dishes there ready to collect the eggs. What we should be expecting very soon is there are tubes of fluid that are going to be brought into the laboratory by myself, and I'll be handing that tube over to the embryologist. What that tube contains is fluid from each follicle of the ovary. Just to give you a bit of background about this patient, she's 45 years old. She's had several IVF attempts in the past. We're expecting around 2 eggs today. She's managed to have 2 follicles. Both those follicles look quite good. Now again, we will be talking in a separate video about how we get the patients ready to the point of egg collection. But today she's got 2 beautiful follicles which are going to be punctured by the gynecologist to extract the fluid, which should hopefully have the egg in there. So here we are, we're all ready. The first tube has already come in, and the embryologist is looking at the follicular fluid, trying to look for the health of the cells and also trying to look for the egg. And here we are, we've got the egg. The embryologist is communicating with the doctor, letting them know. And that's a mass of cells there that contains the egg. So we're winning so far. 1 follicle punctured, and we have got the egg. You can see that the embryologist has just collected that bunch of cells which contains the egg and has put it in a tube containing culture media, and it goes into this incubator here, which keeps it nice and warm. Here we are, the second tube is coming in, handed to the embryologist. The embryologist is just checking the cells to see if there's an egg in there.
Just some cumulus.
This means that there's no egg in that cellular mass. It's just a bunch of cells in which the egg normally cultures.
Just cumulus again, some granulosa. Just granulosa.
Got another egg. Looks immature. So what I'm doing here is I'm screening the follicular fluid as well in a second class 2 cabinet, just to make sure that all the fluid that we have got out of the follicles is clear and that there is no other egg in there. So what we are now doing is we've collected the eggs in tubes, and I'm going to be retrieving those eggs out of tubes and washing them very thoroughly in culture media before they go into the incubator. So here we are. We've got 2 eggs here in this tube, which is what we have collected. We have managed to successfully collect the number of eggs that we were expecting on this occasion. As I said at the beginning of the video, we were expecting 2 eggs from 2 leading follicles. The other couple of follicles were very small and would not be expected to generate an egg. So once done, we label the dish with the number of eggs. Of course, every dish is labeled with the patient's details, the patient's surname, date of birth, and the unique identifier, which is a medical number. Once the eggs have been washed through different sets of media, the aim at this point is to remove all the dead cells around the eggs. We put it back into the incubator. This is an incubator in which the eggs sit in there till they're ready to be inseminated with the sperm. So the eggs have been collected at around 36 hours post what we call HCG, or the trigger, and usually we would always collect the eggs between 36 and 37 hours after the trigger injection. So you know that once the follicles are at a certain size of maturation, the final injection that is given to mature the eggs is called the trigger injection. And the egg collection is done around 36 to 37 hours after the trigger injection. At around 40 hours post-trigger injection, i.e. around 4 hours after egg collection, the sperm and eggs are combined together by either conventional IVF, where you just put the sperm and eggs to fertilize naturally, or an alternative method of fertilization, which is called ICSI, or stands for intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where you inject the sperm into the egg. If the sperm count is normal in the male, then we may end up doing just conventional IVF. If the sperm count is compromised, or any part of the sperm or semen parameters are compromised, we may suggest to do ICSI. So the eggs are nicely in the incubator, they're culturing in there for about 3 to 4 hours, and the next step is going to be stripping the eggs to perform ICSI. So we release the egg out of all the cells that it's sitting on. See you later.